So I have this theory that this movie, one battle after another,
Directed by Paul Thomas Anderson.
that this main theme is love.
Okay, let's get into it.
So Perfidia Beverly Hills is leading this revolutionary group at the border to she declares war on Colonel I want to say Colonel Lockjaw.
Colonel Lockjaw.
It's spelled Colonel.
Colander.
She is the revolution. She is declaring war. She's like, we are fighting for freedom. We're going to set these people free. And there's also this like undercurrent of like revenge, where she is like, she's not just there to liberate people. She's there to like kick some butt. Like you're going to feel it when she's around, because she's like, she's tough. And you even get that sense of her when she's with Pat, which I think that's his name before. He's Bob.
Pat Bob.
Leo's character. Leo. And there's a bit, you know that they are like...
Infatuated.
They're infatuated, they're physically bonded, but there's this, the whole beginning kind of lacks, there's this hole, and there's no love. And then a baby is born. And this baby, she, in my mind, like, personifies like love herself, like coming into their life. And it's like this sweet, innocent invitation, tugging on Perfidia's heart. It's like this baby saying, will you see me? Do you see me?
There's even that shot when it shows both of them with the baby in between them.
Yeah.
It's like very tender.
It's really tender. And it's almost like Perfidia's like, she's there, but she can't stay there. Which makes sense, because she is like on the run. The first shot of her, she is like walking. She's in a fight or flight state.
Yeah.
Which means she's like, her nervous system is like in mobilized, like go mode, action. And
she's a person of action. Yeah.
To stay still and be with a baby is like she.
Ooh, yeah.
And for some of us who have gone through really intense traumatic situations, like our nervous system can get stuck in that state. And so I could imagine her childhood and thinking, yeah, this makes sense for her. She might be stuck there in this like fleeing or fighting. Which
is actually a very powerful baseline to be in if you have to lead a revolution or change things, because like that's a place of a lot of energy and power. But if you get stuck there and you have a baby, it's a lot harder.
It's hard to be a mother. It's hard to be a mother.
And really,
when you're in that fight or flight space.
That's one of the things this film does a great job at, is asking that question of like, when you're young and you're a revolutionary, and then you have a family or have a child and you want to keep that child safe, like what do you do? How do you hold to your revolutionary values but kind of rethink a lot of things? Anyway, continue.
I felt for her, because I really had a hard time transitioning into motherhood. It's a really hard identity shift. And so I really empathize with her in just that struggle. And there's a line where she says that, I think she says, is it possible to be jealous of my baby? Because she just misses the attention of Pat, and she misses the old life, and she knows she could never go back to that. And there's this scene where Pat is holding the baby, and Perfidia's like at the door, and he's like, look at her, just look at her. Like, we're a family now. And that's the direct invitation right there. Like, are you going to step into love? Are you able to put aside your whole mission and see this other person? Can you see this other person? And that's one definition of love, is like being able to kind of set your mission of life aside to hold space for seeing someone else's reality And in this case, it's a helpless baby who really depends on adults for care. And it's a high calling. It's really hard for any human to do that, to set our own mission and our passions and our drive. Like that's what gets us up in the morning, whatever it is, like to have to like maybe not fully sacrifice it, right? There's ways to kind of do both, but in some capacity it has to be reshaped, redesigned.
Priorities.
And that's hard. It's hard to shift.
As you're saying that, it made me wonder about the director.
Oh.
I wonder if he, we all, in our art, we write ourselves into our art. Even if it's not the main character, or even if it's somebody of a different gender or whatever, we still write ourselves into our art. And I wonder, as a director, somebody like Paul Thomas Anderson, he has this vision to be the best director ever, and then children are born, and there's now this like inner conflict between like these ideals of like artistic perfection, and then like, are you going to enter into what love, this seeing the other and sacrifice?
Brené Brown defines love as being really vulnerable and being open and sharing yourself. And I think it would definitely be hard to stay in that stance that she's in of fighting for freedom and power and be really vulnerable. To hold both of those states that takes a lot of holding and awareness and maturity. And
I think that's such an important question for especially a lot of movements, like even like progressive or leftist movements in the 20th century, where I think that was one of the questions they would come to, like, okay, you can have a revolution, but that the violence needed to make it happen, is it going to create the kind of society after the revolution that you're going to be able to actually build the world that you've originally envisioned? So you've got like Pablo Freire, Pedagogy of the Oppressed, where will the oppressed just do the same things the oppressor did? And then you have even writers like, was it Erich Fromm who wrote that book about love, where he kind of gets into that question. I think you could consider him a leftist writer, but he is kind of asking these questions of like, we can't forget about love. Like, there's something there that oftentimes in revolutionary movements gets lost.
That's an interesting thought. The way the revolution happens is almost building a foundation for what's next. And so it's really important to think about, like, how do you want to embody that revolution part and start envisioning, like, that is the beginning of envisioning a future. You can't just like violently take over and then expect there to be this peaceful like society waiting on the other side of that.
Right. I struggle with it personally, where I feel like I have two parts inside of me. One that is like, I want to be doing more to change the world and, be more radical and, take down the oppressive systems that oppress people based on race or class or whatever. But then there's the other part that's like, and I want to create a safe place for my kids to grow up. And, I want them to have a home that, they feel like they can relax in and not always be on edge, and that they can grow and unfold into who they are. And it's like, those are really hard things to reconcile, or to maybe that you can't, maybe they just always stay in kind of conflict or something. I don't know.
Pat is really taking on this call to love. He's able to kind of pivot from this revolutionary fighting space to, this baby is everything. We have to do everything to protect this baby and care for her. And it's not a kind of like feel good, I love daddy kind of love. It's kind of a ragamuffin, rough and tumble. I'm going to just figure this out as I go kind of love. And a little bit of paranoia.
Quite a bit of paranoia. Paranoia and marijuana are the main ingredients.
Yeah, but he also just really wants to protect her. You can really sense
tell,
how much he would give up to protect this child, to care for Willa. So I think the rest of the movie has to do with what is Willa gonna do, right? She's in between these two. One parent's left, has not stayed to be in that love space, and this other parent is like a little annoying in his paranoia. And it's almost like the rest of the movie is Bob getting a chance to kind of show her, like, this is how much I care for you. I'm going to chase you down to save you, even though you have to save yourself. But I was here.
Even though I was here the whole time, even though you were saving yourself.
Even though you were saving yourself.
And she knows that
he's not her dad.
But still she embraces him as.
Yeah.
So the love goes both ways. Like, she is mature enough that despite all of his flaws, you know, I'm sure she's going to have to go through years of therapy about that. But
for lots of things.
For a lot of things. But despite all of, you know, his flaws, she chooses him as her father, even though, well, he doesn't even know, but even though.
There was some awkwardness with the actress about this, where she was kind of pressured to answer a question about, like, what was it like calling Leonardo DiCaprio your daddy? And she kind of froze and was like, it's just an awkward thing.
Yeah.
And I felt for her. And so I just want to be tender around that. Like,
was listening to that podcast, What Went Wrong, about when they made Interview with the Vampire, and I think it was Kristen Dunst had to kiss Brad Pitt. She's like 11 years old. And all like the talk show hosts were like, wasn't it so cool? And she's like, no, it wasn't. It was weird. And but the creepiest thing was like all the commentators and like the media talk show hosts that were asking like these really inappropriate questions. And that's what, it's weird.
I love Benicio del Toro. How do you say it?
Benicio del Toro.
Benicio del Toro. Okay. He does kind of personify more of that paternal, like more traditional fatherly love.
That's expanded out to the community.
Yeah.
Like beyond just his kids. Yeah.
And he's incorporated his own family, though. You can see how much he does care about his own family.
Wow.
That scene where Bob is going through to try to find the charging outlet. Sensei is like, here's my family, meet my son, meet my grandson, like the whole family's in there, and he's like slowing down time in the most like intense moment for Bob to like slow down and let's introduce you to my people.
Yeah.
And it's really beautiful. I couldn't even slow down. I was in the like panic with Bob of like, go save Willa.
Yeah.
That I couldn't slow down. And I noticed that. I was like, oh, this is beautiful, but get on with it. What are you doing? Like, why are you stopping to like talk to your family right now? Yeah. But like, it's also just so, it shows how much he is tied to this like slower, like, he's not in that fight or flight space.
That's true. Benicio del Toro's character has found a way to integrate the like revolutionary with kind of the relational.
With the vulnerable.
He's kind of, and with humor as well. So he almost represents a possibility. Benicio del Toro, his character represents a possibility for how to live
a different revolution.
A different kind of revolution, but still very active.
And it's still kind of like, we're not going to just go along with all the laws. We're going to build this little fancy carpet that rolls out over you and protect you and find another way to give these people shelter and care. And and he's risking everything. Yeah, he could get caught. And
he does get caught ultimately.
Do you think so?
Well, I mean, the police pull him over.
Oh, yeah, but they're not going to, like, go back to his house.
Right.
And, like,
well, hopefully not. Yeah.
I think he
gets away on that with just a few small beers. And
yeah, it's a good thing they can't smell us.
Do we want to keep that in?